Have you ever imagined that the most absurd weapon of World War II came from a tiny creature sleeping upside down? It sounds like a cheap joke, but behind it lies an experiment that nearly changed the course of the war in the most chaotic way ever devised by mankind. It all started with a crazy idea. If Japan has wooden houses, why not use small animals that like to hide in the roofs? The Americans seriously considered it. Thousands of bats were captured from caves in the southwest US. They attached a 20-gram mini-bomb to each bat's abdomen. Their plan was simple: release thousands of bats over a Japanese city, let them crawl into the wooden roofs, and then boom, the city would be in flames before anyone knew what had happened. In the initial test, everything seemed under control, until one small error occurred. One bat, either frightened or confused, fled ahead of schedule. Within minutes, hundreds of others followed suit. They were heading not for their targets, but for American military buildings themselves. Fuel depots, barracks, and air hangars burned one by one. Data was never officially released, but internal records indicate more than 6 buildings were destroyed, and officers on the scene suffered burns and injuries from small explosions that went off nearby. Panic spread faster than wildfire. Technicians ran, covering their heads, listening to the tick, tick, tick sounds of mini-bombs falling from the sky like hellish rain. No one was prepared to see their secret weapon turn against its master. Confidence in the project collapsed instantly. Pressure came from all directions: the military, scientists, and even the media, which began to smell the strange odor of secret, unacknowledged experiments. The researchers, once so confident, were now plagued by guilt. They knew that if this had happened in Japan, the death toll could have been tens of thousands, and if it failed again, they might not even return home alive. But amidst the panic, a senior general stood calmly, as if watching a science experiment go wrong. "This weapon is brilliant," he said flatly. "We just can't control it yet." Those words pierced the morale of the entire team. They weren't just creating weapons, they were toying with living creatures that never asked for a role in the war. But at the boardroom table, only results mattered. And whether this project was insane or not, it was still considered to have the potential to incinerate entire cities in a matter of hours. Oddly enough, the project wasn't stopped because of danger, not because of morality, not because of the risk of unpredictable destruction. The project was aborted because the atomic bomb was deemed more efficient and more controllable. Thousands of bats were saved not because humans suddenly developed a conscience, but because humans discovered a far more devastating way to destroy cities. And the most ironic thing, post-war analysis showed that the bat bomb could actually have caused more widespread damage than an atomic bomb if successful. This insane weapon had the potential to destroy Japan in a quieter, more widespread, and more difficult to extinguish way. So, in the end, the project was buried in classified documents for decades. Not because it failed, but because it was too effective, too wild, too unpredictable. What began as a bizarre experiment turned into a reminder that war is often not about the biggest weapons, but about ego, fear, and how far humans are willing to go when threatened. If you like crazy but true historical stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned, because there are still many crazy stories the world has almost forgotten.